I'm reading this TBR this month if it's the last thing that I do, and in order to make myself read them, I thought it would be fun to do a reading vlog, but not just any reading vlog because I wanted to do a little bit of a spin on it. So I'm going to put these in order of their ratings from highest to lowest and read the highest rated book on my TBR and the lowest rated book on my TBR and see if there's like a big difference in my rating, see if I agree with the overall majority, and just get those two out of the way of my TBR. Honestly, I'm very curious to see what the rating is. I want to give my predictions first, actually. So the books we have are the Soulmate Equation, Between the Lines, The Kiss Quotient, The Summer of Broken Rules, Same Time Next Summer, Just for the Summer, and Magnolia Parks. For the highest rated, I honestly think it might be Magnolia Parks, but I do know some people don't like this book, but I also know a lot of people like this book. I think the highest rated book on this will be Magnolia Parks, and for the lowest rated, I don't know. Like for Jodi's book, like I don't really know that much about her as an author. I don't know if she has like a big, I'm pretty sure I know she has a lot of books, so I'm sure she has a lot of fans. So I feel like this might not be the lowest. Maybe this one, Same Time Next Summer, because it's new, so maybe there's not as many ratings, and it's pretty short, so I don't really feel like, I don't know, honestly. Like, I'm gonna guess that. Okay, highest rated Magnolia Parks, lowest rated Same Time Next Summer. So now the fun part, we gotta go on Goodreads and rank all these. Okay, this shocked me actually. So my predictions were wrong, both of them. I guess I'll just put these on lowest to highest. So our lowest rated book is Between the Lines by Jodi Picoult and Samantha Van Leer, and it has a 3.57 rating. So I guess this will go over here, lowest. Okay, I just didn't know much about this book or like this author, so I wasn't like sure. But I'm pretty sure this is also really old, so like that kind of makes sense. Okay, next, I was close. Actually, this is a little bit embarrassing. Next, we have a tie between Same Time Next Summer and Magnolia Parks. That shocked me. They both have a 3.78 rating. So these will go here. This one doesn't shock me. I thought this would be the lowest, so it's pretty close. But Magnolia Parks, I thought this would be the highest rated. Wow, that's interesting. Interesting. Next is The Kiss Quotient with 3.9. Okay, that makes sense to me. Then The Summer of Broken Rules with a 3.93. Oh my gosh. Then The Soulmate Equation with a 4.0. That kind of surprises me a little bit. I thought it'd be in the high threes, but honestly, I'm not that surprised. Like, I love Christina Lauren. I know a lot of people love Christina Lauren, so. And then Just for the Summer with a 4.45 rating. That kind of shocks me because this one's new, but I guess a lot of people are reading it and people get like arcs and stuff, so wow. Okay, well that makes me like even more excited to read this one. So the books we're gonna read in today's video are Between the Lines, which is our lowest rated, and Just for the Summer, which is our highest rated, which give very different vibes, which I'm thankful for. I'm interested to see where my reading is going to be for these books, if I'm going to agree with the majority, and I'm curious to see which one of these I like more. I think we'll start with the lower rated book, just because I just want to start with the lower rated, and then, you know, if I don't like it, then we can end on a high note, you know. Maybe, who knows, maybe mine will be flopped, I don't know. I've never read a book by Jodi Picoult before, so I'm really excited to give her a try. I know my mom likes a lot of her books, and my sister likes her books, and they both read this book, and I really want to read this one. A classic fairy tale with a uniquely modern twist. I love that. I've only read like one of them. I read Heartless, which was literally kind of like a fairy tale vibe with like a modern twist. I loved that, so I'm excited to give this a try. So the prince from the book is real. Oh, it reminds me of Enchanted, like that movie, because she is in a fairy tale and then she goes to the real world. So if it's anything like that, I'll probably love it. I'm excited to give this a try. This is definitely different than anything I've ever read. Oh my gosh. The print is blue, but then it turns to green. Wait, now it's black. I'm confused. I guess Delilah's point of view is like green, and there's little like pictures in it. That's so cute. Wow, I don't know if that's gonna like really jar me, because like I'll go from reading blue print to green. I'm like, I don't know. Oh, and there's like little pictures in it. I love when books do this. This reminds me of Ollie Blake. I love illustrations in books. So, okay, let's go start this and then we'll come back to you later. Oh, that's so sweet. Them writing this book together, like that has to be such like a fun bonding experience for them. And like this, they literally have a book together. Like, oh, that's crazy. That's so sweet. It kind of reminds me a little bit, I know I said Enchanted, but it's also kind of reminding me of like Teen Beach Movie and like the second one where they go to the real world. It kind of reminds me of that. It kind of reminds me of that because like they don't know that they are in a movie, I guess, and like they're just doing the same stuff over and over again. That's kind of how the book characters are in this book, except for Oliver. He's aware that he's a character, he plays a character, and he wants to escape this book and live in the real world, but everyone else in the book just doesn't realize, or they don't care that they're acting and like they're doing the same stuff every day for this book. It's interesting. I'm liking it so far though. Okay, I think I'm gonna take a break, but I'm on page 74. Look at this picture. Ugh, stunning. I like it because I like how there's two different POVs. We get Delilah, who is in the real world, and she loves this fairy tale. She brings it with her everywhere she goes, and she rereads it all the time. And then we get Oliver, who is in the fairy tale. He's the prince and the main character. We also read parts from the fairy tale story that he acts out. So we get like all of those, and it's pretty interesting. So far, we just learned that Oliver really wants to escape this fairy tale he's trapped in, and he has been trying to get people's attention that read the book for years. He tries to yell out at them. He tries to not do the script or whatever, like act out the book, but some force always makes him continue to act it out, and he always like gets transported to where he needs to be for the story, until one day he tries to talk to Delilah, who opened up the book, and he can talk to her and she can hear him, and she thinks she's gone crazy. Not surprising. And he's just surprised that he can actually talk to her and she can hear him, and then she kind of comes around to it. She's like, okay, like why can I talk to you? And then he tells her he wants to escape the story in the fairy tale, and she agrees to help him. So that's kind of where I am right now. They're starting to like brainstorm ways of how he might be able to escape the fairy tale, but I don't know, but it's interesting so far. But I think I'm gonna take a little bit of a break and I'll come back later. My back is hurting from this chair. I'm now about 70% maybe, but I haven't been filming my thoughts in a while because I don't know, I was kind of picking it up, putting it back down, picking it up, putting it back down. I wasn't really that invested, and I was just kind of like making myself read it. It's not like really the book. I just think it was kind of maybe it is the book a little bit. It's just like a little bit Wattpad-y middle school vibes, which is fine when you want that, but it's just not really what I want at this exact moment. So I was putting it down, tried something else for a little bit, and I'm gonna try it again today. But it's cute and I like the characters. It just feels very middle school. It's giving Teen Beach Movie. It's giving Disney. And if that's what you want, you'll like this. I like it. It's cute. It's easy to read. It's just a little bit boring in the fact that it's so easy to read. And I just don't feel as invested in the characters as I usually do when I read. Like, I'm just kind of like, okay. I'm not dreading opening the book every time and like dreading reading it. It's just like I'm kind of bored while reading it. That's the best way to describe it. I'm bored. But I'm gonna sit down and just try to get like a chunk of it done, because like once I'm in it, like I read it pretty quick and it's easy to read. It's just like I don't really want to pick it up, or like I pick it up and read a chapter and then want to go on TikTok, you know? But we have gotten a little bit farther into the story, clearly. I've learned that, what have I learned? So Oliver's still stuck in the book. He's stuck in there. We're learning more about Delilah and her life and why she relates to Oliver so much and why she feels so connected to him. There's a hair. Anyways, their friendship is developing more and more, and they're talking, and they're still brainstorming ways to get out of the book, trying new things. But at this point, I'm just kind of like, okay. I don't really think that they're in love, you know? Like, I don't believe it's not like a adult earth-shattering, heartbreaking kind of love. It's just like a cute YA high schooler kind of love, which is cute to read about. If I just sit here and like tell myself I'm gonna finish the book, maybe I'll finish the book. Probably not in one sitting. So I got a few pages left. I want to get a good chunk of this done though. Update, I'm almost done. I'm probably like 90%. I have like this much left. It did pick up since the last time I updated you guys. I feel like I'm always sitting in this chair, so I'm sorry for that. But yeah, I sat down yesterday and was able to get through like a big chunk, as you can see, and like it kind of picked up and got really interesting, like fast paced, and now I'm like at the end, so I just kind of want to finish it. It did kind of take an interesting turn, which I didn't expect, and I think, yeah, like where I'm at right now, I was kind of like, what? So I don't know, I'm just gonna finish it and then I can tell you my final thoughts. See, the problem is I'm starting to not care. Actually, I've been not caring for the chapters where it's like the actual book, like the actual fairy tale that we're reading. Does that make sense? I feel like it doesn't, but like you kind of get what do you get what I mean? Like we're actually reading the fairy tale. I don't know if that made any sense, but I'm starting to not care for those chapters. Like I'm like, okay, I don't need to read the fairy tale, you know? We're not even, you know what, I'm just gonna stop there. I feel like I'm confusing myself and that we just need to stop. All that to say was that I'm reading one of those chapters right now, and I just need to read. Okay. Rude. Aww. That was cute. Finished. Sorry if you hear my laundry in the back. It's kind of popping off. This was cute. But I am glad to be moving on. You know, it was cute. I was curious on how they were going to end it. I think it made sense though. I mean, it's fictional, so it doesn't like, you know. But I did like how it ended. I thought that was unique. I didn't think of that really. Yeah, I'm going to save my ratings to the end though, because I need to process this. I feel like I need a break from reading. I'm not going to jump right into the next book yet. So I'll see you guys when I start reading just for the summer. He waits until I turn the camera on, I swear. He was not playing with that a second ago. Forgot to take the harnesses off. I'll be back. Okay, I think he's finally calmed down. I didn't take their harnesses off though, so we're just gonna gamble on that today. Moving on, it is time to read the highest rated book on my... what month is it? June. June TBR. So as we saw, the highest rated on my June TBR is Just for the Summer. Forgot the title. For a second, I had a little brain fog. What is it called? Oh my god, I'm experiencing it right now. It's not brain fog, it's like when you just like forget for like a second. I cannot for the life of me think of the word. I'll have it up on the screen if I know it then. Anyways, it's time to read Just for the Summer. I'm excited. I have high expectations for this. I have high hopes for this. I love Abby Jimenez's writing. I love her writing. And I want a summer book. I haven't read a summer romance yet, and I need to. So this is perfect. I actually just got back in from sitting outside, so I could have been reading this outside, but that's okay. Oh, right off the bat. Dear reader, while my books are all rom-coms, some themes in this story may be triggering for some readers. I actually do like when books have anxiety, though. Like, that might be weird, but I like reading about it. Like, as someone who struggles with anxiety, I feel seen and heard when I see it in books. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't trigger me, personally. I like to read about it, and I like to know, one, that I guess I'm not alone. Two, that there's, like, more representation. And three, to kind of get a glimpse at what it could be like for other people. So I don't think this will, like, trigger me, but it's good to know. There's other trigger warnings, too, so just look at those if you're interested in reading this and want to know trigger warnings. Oh my god, it literally starts with a Am I the a-hole Reddit page post. Have you guys seen those? I'm sure you have. Why am I acting like that is revolutionary? I don't know. This is actually like such a unique way to like start the book. I like it. In conclusion, no. I don't think you're the a-hole. but petty for sure. Oh, there's little illustrations. I just love when books do that. Literally 2 books back to back with illustrations. That's kind of funny. I just got to page 56 and it's actually really good. Like, I'm enjoying reading it. I just read that in one sitting. I didn't really want to put it down at all, and it was pretty quick, and there's like messaging involved, which I always love in books. Like, the beginning with the am I the a-hole thing was like really unique and funny. So far I'm liking it. So far we're following Justin, who was the one who put up the am I the a-hole thing, and he has this curse where anyone that he dates after like a certain period of time, when they break up, that person ends up dating their soulmate next. Like, the next person they date is like the one that they end up marrying. So he like mentions that in this like Reddit page thing that he did. And then we meet Emma, who is a nurse, and she has the same exact thing happening to her, where all her exes end up getting married after they've dated her. And so she decides to DM him and be like, hey, that's weird, like I also have like this weird curse going on thing, like that's kind of funny, we both have it. And they start talking, and then of course they start talking more and more every day. And then Justin kind of decides to be like, hey, like maybe in order to like break this curse, we should date. And then theoretically, when they break up, the next person that they'll date will be their soulmate. So they're like, we should just date and then break up, and then we'll be golden. The curse will be gone. So they're kind of making this plan right now to do that, but things aren't really aligning with like their jobs. So Emma is like a traveling nurse, so she travels a lot, her and her best friend Maddie, who's pretty much like a sister to her. And Emma wants their next trip to be in Minnesota, which is where Justin lives, so that way they can do this experiment and kind of see where everything takes them. So that's kind of where I am right now. So I'm liking it so far. I'm gonna keep reading it. Like, I don't want to put it down, which is a good sign. So I think I'm in a book slump. And if you hear clicking and clacking, just try to ignore it. It's my boyfriend. I don't know what he's doing, but he's just going. Anyways, I don't think it is, I'm like whispering. I don't think it is the book. Like, I'm enjoying the book every time I pick it up. It's just like, I've been a little bit busy lately, and I think it's like lack of time, book slump kind of thing, like where I don't have a lot of time, so I don't want to sit down and like only read the book for 5 minutes or 10 minutes here and there. Like, I want to give it the proper chance and like sit down for a few hours and read it. You know what I mean? Like, whenever I just pick up a book, what's the correct term? Like, frequently, but like for little amounts of time, I don't know. It's just never hits the same. And I have a good feeling about this book, and I don't want to do that to this book. So I just haven't been reading at all. For some reason, I feel like that's the better alternative, but now that I'm pondering it, I don't know. I think I'm gonna try to just sit down and read this for at least an hour. I had work off today, and I could have been reading this all day, and guess what? I haven't. So maybe I am in a slight book slump. I don't even want to accidentally manifest that, so you know what? I'm not in a book slump. I'm going to read this and love it and not be in a book slump. Wouldn't that be great? I can give you a little bit of an update though. I'm on chapter 14. I was gonna look at the page number and forgot. Page 130, exactly. Basically, they did end up finding a way to spend the summer together. She is a travel nurse, like I said, and she convinced their foster sisters, if I didn't mention that, to change their next location to Minnesota, where he lives, instead of Hawaii. So now they're there for the summer, and they're gonna go on dates. The plan that they kind of came up with together to like break the curse is that they're gonna go on 4 dates, have a kiss, and a breakup. So 4 dates, a kiss, and a breakup. Are they gonna break up though? That's the question. So, oh my god, this guy though, already loving him. First of all, he sent a questionnaire before their first date, and like asking her what she preferred for like food, what she would want the date to be, like how long she wants the date to last, if he should go in for a hug, go in for a handshake. Like, he sent her a questionnaire, and I thought that was so cute and unique. And as a Virgo type A person, I would love that. You know, with crippling anxiety, that would ease it all for me. So points for him. Also, one other thing I picked up on is she like mentioned once that she doesn't like carrots because like of this traumatic event in her childhood. Also, PSA, they both come from traumatic childhoods, at least her. I guess I don't really know about him too much yet, but he's got something, like something currently is happening that he has to like figure out and work through and go through. For her, it's more of a traumatic past that kind of sneaks up on her in the present. So she like doesn't like carrots because of this traumatic event that happened to her, and she mentions it once. And then they're at this like dinner, and she gets handed a bloody, what is it called? Oh, a Bloody Mary, a drink, I'm sure you know what I mean. And it has like a carrot in it, and he just like nonchalantly, silently takes the carrot out and like, you know, for her. And I picked up on that. I was like, oh, that is so sweet. And it's literally their first date. So I'm liking it, you know. It's like every time I read it, I like it, and I just need to continue reading it. I don't know what's my problem. Okay. I'm freezing in this tank top. I literally have chills. Okay. I was like looking around like, what should I do? Literally, maybe read. But I just need to go read. Okay. I just read outside for like 2 hours, and I'm at chapter 27 now. I just feel like it's very easy to digest, and it's very quick, but it's not like, her romances aren't just cheesy romances. There's like usually mental health, at least in the two I've read, like there's mentions of mental health in this and yours truly, and I like that. And I like how the characters are developed fully. They're real people. They have mental health struggles, and it's like a bigger part of the book. It's not just kind of pushed aside. It's like, no, it's a real part of their everyday lives. They are constantly struggling with it. They are constantly affected by it, and it is like clear from reading about that. And I just like that because they feel more real like that to me. I have been wanting to like get my pen out and start highlighting and underlining, so that's a good sign. I don't feel like the 5-star feeling, like jittery, excited feeling, but I do really enjoy reading this every time I read it. So I'm gonna go shower and then continue this book. Alright, you're on my bookshelf. Don't know if this is a good angle, but I'm just gonna roll with it. Trying to switch things up, you know. I'm on chapter 33, about this far in. But this is probably the last update I'm gonna give for tonight, because I'm gonna go lay in bed for the rest of the night and read. Guess what just happened? A sick scene. Oh, okay. Sick. I said sick. Anyways, yeah, she was sick and he's taking care of her. I love when that happens. I haven't read a book with, is that what it's called? I'm gonna stop saying that because it sounds like I'm saying something else. But is that what it's called? Like, I don't know what the trope for that is. Like, sick. She's sick. Anyways, it was just good. And I haven't read a book like that had one of those. It reminds me of The Hating Game. Sorry, I'm like all over the place. But that kind of reminded me of The Hating Game, of when he like takes care of her. And I loved that in that book, and I love it in this book. I finished this last night. I have to read you this quote. This quote almost took the book to a 5-star for me, but I didn't take it to a 5-star just because I don't know. I'll explain that at the end of the video, what my rating is, but this quote will be living rent-free in my brain for the next year, probably. Okay, get ready. This is a long quote. The best... I'm like, I can't say all this without stuttering, I fear, so just bear with me. The best kind of love doesn't happen on moonlit walks and romantic vacations. It happens, I can't with my voice. You know when like you're reading out loud in class and you just hate the way you sound? That's how I feel right now. Like I feel like I'm reading in front of a classroom, and like I just need to get over my fear and just read you this quote. I know I'm being so annoying. The best kind of love doesn't happen on moonlit walks and romantic vacations. It happens in between the folds of everyday life. It's not grand gestures that show how you feel. It's all the little secret things you do to make her life better that you never tell her about. Taking the end piece of the bread at breakfast so she can have the last middle piece for her sandwich when you pack her lunch. Making sure her car always has gas so she never stops at the pump. Telling her you're not cold and to take your jacket when you are in fact very, very cold. It's watching TV on a rainy Sunday while you're doing laundry and turning her light off when she's fallen asleep reading. Sharing pizza crust and laughing about something the kids did and taking care of each other when you're sick. It isn't glamorous, it isn't all butterflies and stars in your eyes, it's real. This is the kind of love that forever is made of. Because if it's this good when life is draining and mundane and hard, think of how wonderful it will be when the love songs are playing and the moon is out. That made me like literally sit back and think for a solid 5 minutes. I was just in awe. Like, it is in fact the little things, you know, that's literally what we mean by it's the little things, and it's like the little glimpses of the fact that you pay attention and you like do things for another person, even if you think they might not notice. Like, I love that in romance books and in real life, and that just perfectly articulated my thoughts on that, and I just thought I had to share that with you. We can finally conclude this video. I read the lowest rated and highest rated on my June, I keep forgetting what month it is, June TBR, and I have some things to say. I have some thoughts. First off, Between the Lines, which was the lowest rated on my June TBR with a rating of a 3.57. And I have to kind of agree with that rating. Actually, I ended up rating it a 3-star, so I guess I was below the average rating for this book. I still really enjoyed it. Like, it was a good read. It was quick. It was lighthearted. It was like reading a Disney fairy tale. It also reminds me of Teen Beach Movie, like I said. So it just reminds me in all of a Disney movie in a book, and I love the fact that the author and her daughter wrote it together. That's a really sweet addition to this, and I just thought about that the whole time I was reading it, like how sweet that is and how fun that would be. And it was really cute and sweet, and I think if I had read this at like a younger age in a different time in my life, I would have liked it a lot more, like maybe like middle school aged. But now that I'm a little bit older, it just felt a little bit immature, and I didn't really care about the romance, but it was still like a fun, easy, cute read. I just don't think I'll ever want to reread it or like think about it that much. Like, it won't be one that's like constantly in my brain, you know. But I'm glad that I read it. I'm glad I gave Jodi a try, and I definitely want to read more books by her. So let me know your favorite Jodi Picoult book. I know she has a bunch, but I do want to start reading more of them, so please let me know in the comments. Then, like you saw, I read Just for the Summer, which had an average rating of 4.45, and I actually gave this one 4.5 stars. So I was like right on the average rating, or right above the average rating if you don't want to round, which makes sense. Like, when I went into this book, I was like, I could see myself potentially rating this a 5-star or a 4-star. I wasn't really sure. And then about halfway through, I was like, yeah, I think this might be a 4-star. And then the end pushed it up to a 4.5 star, like that quote I just read you. I'll be thinking about that quote for a while. I love her writing. I definitely want to read more by her. I was a little bit put off by Yours Truly just because of the big miscommunication, but this book definitely saved my opinion of her, and I definitely want to read more by her book. I know this is like technically part of a series. Like, I think it's a part of Your World series, or like that book and then maybe another book. I don't know, but I saw you can read them out of order, so I wasn't really sure about Abby Jimenez at that point. So I was like, I don't know if I want to read 2 more books before I can get to this one, so I just skipped them. So let me know if I should go back and read the other ones. But I did really, really like this book. Definitely one of my favorite books I've read in a while. It just was slightly short of a 5-star because I didn't get that 5-star feeling in my chest. Like, I didn't feel the need to constantly read it, you know, like where I do in a 5-star book. Like, I never want to put the book down. I'm always thinking about the characters even when I'm not reading. This one I didn't feel like that, so I just gave it a 4.5. But I definitely think you should read it. It's perfect for the summer. Perfect summer vibes, but with a little bit less lightheartedness. Like I said, she does talk about anxiety, and there's like other content warnings you should read about before picking up this book if you're sensitive to anything like mental health related. But I am so happy that I read this. I hope you enjoyed watching me read my lowest rated and highest rated book on my June TBR. I did kind of go through like a little bit of a book slump in this video, so this took me a lot longer to finish and read the books than I thought it would. But that's okay. I think I'm out of it now thanks to this book. So we have that at least. Thank you so much for watching, and subscribe if you want to see more book videos from me, and I'll see you really, really soon in my next video.